Hi, I'm Bonnie Lynn Linke, an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and welcome to my studio, Stamping with Bonnie Lynn. Today I am going to show you how to do a fun fold card, but first I want to show you a couple other things. I'm having a class on March 18th. It's doing the 12 by 12 shadow box sampler. The shadow box isn't included. The cost is $30. It includes the supplies to make the sampler, which it does come with a whole pack of the 12 by 12 rain or shine paper that I'll show you in a second, and also the supplies to do 3 cards, one of which is a fun fold. So and that's for $30 on March 18th. You can do it online too, and what happens is that I'll send you everything at the end of March after the order comes in, or you can order $75 worth of merchandise from Stampin' Up, and I will give you the sampler directions and the card directions. And there's, I think, a couple of other options on my website also, stampingwithbonnielynn.com, and you'll see just like a picture of this part right here of the sampler, and you can go to that and find out more about it. And if you want a shadow box frame, your local, the cost is about $12. It's just whatever I have to pay at Michael's. And if you want it online, if you're online and want a shadow box frame, it would be whatever I pay, approximately $12 plus the shipping. Okay, the Rain or Shine paper is some of my favorite paper. It is my favorite out of this catalog that we're in right now. And this is the umbrellas with the Mango Melody side of the flowers. This is a rain piece, balmy blue and gray with white raindrops. And you can feel the raindrops. It's really cool. And you got Flirty Flamingo flowers on this side. This piece here is just more pieces that I've cut out with my brother's cutting machine, but you can also cut them out by hand or just use it as it is, just cut sections. It's beautiful paper. On the back side, I love the raindrops on the back side and Flirty Flamingo and Mango Melody. This is Balmy Blue with the raindrops on it, and again, you can feel the texture of the raindrops. It is so cool. I really like the raindrop sheets. And then the back side is Flirty Flamingo and Mango Melody, and it's beautiful. This side is a turtle, a fox, and a rabbit, and they cut out with your dies, and then you can cut out the hand cut out, fussy cut the petals or the flowers. So cool. And then Flirty Flamingo with white stripes on the back. And the most beautiful piece of all is the 2 pieces that are right at the front of the pack. I love this. It is gorgeous to me. The flower centers, I believe, are Cajun Craze. And these are Mango Melodies. So colors are gorgeous. The paper's fun. And oh, I'm having fun with it. And I still have a couple slots left open in my Saturday the 18th class. It's in Napa, Idaho, and I have paper for it already, so if you're interested, just email me at bonnie@stampingwithbonnielynn.com, and we'll get you signed up. And starting March 1st, Stampin' Up! Started with their online-only event, which is selling certain items just online. They're not going to be in any catalog. This is the Irresistible Blooms Suite. These are the stamps. There's 11 of them. They are your cling stamps. And I love the cling stamps. I like that you don't have to have a pad under them when you're stamping. And I just like them better, but I buy both of them, so it doesn't matter. These are your dies. There's 13 of them. These 2 are really fun. They're very beautiful. And then your leaves and flowers. And then we have the embellishments. They're out of these right now, so you can't buy the suite. You can buy the stamps, the dies, and the paper. But these are to be determined when they come in. There's 368 of the embellishment dots. So hopefully they're back in stock soon because they are very pretty. And I had a couple fly out on me, so let me get these in. Okay. And then the paper. The paper's gorgeous. Now some of these flowers, like right here, you can cut these out with the dies. I don't know if you can these yet or not. I just got this in, so I haven't used it. But the paper's very pretty. There's 12 sheets of 4 different types. That. These will cut out with the dies. That reminds me almost of an underwater scene. This is Pretty Peacock. This is Lost Lagoon. So it looks like in the color revamp, they are coming back. And also a warning, if you have favorite colors, make sure that you have your re-inkers and your papers. It will be announced on March 29th which colors are being discontinued. And if you don't receive my emails, if you go to stampingwithbonnielynn.com, there will be a pop-up that comes up that you can sign up for my emails, and you will get an email from me letting you know sometime that day what the colors are. So, isn't it just gorgeous? I mean, this is a beautiful paper. I can't wait to play with it. You can cut out with your dies. And even the back sides are pretty. You know, just all of them. So, lots of fun. There we go. What's on the back of this one right here? Let's see. Ooh, I like the mottled papers like that. They're so pretty. Okay, and the colors that are in this pack that you know are going to be safe, we think: Daffodil Delight, Flirty Flamingo, Lost Lagoon, Petal Pink, Pretty Peacock, and Soft Seafoam. So it looks like those are going to stick around for another 5 years or so, because that's about how often they do a color revamp, every 5 or 6 years. So, okay, so today I am making a card for you, a fun fold card using the Flowering Tulips. This first came out a year ago, last January 2022, and then it was carried over into the annual catalog. Whether it's being carried over in the new annual catalog that is coming out effective May 1st, I don't know. But I've had fun playing with it, and this is the card we're going to make, just like so. So let's get started, and I'll show you what we're doing. We're going to go ahead and fold our paper in half. It's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Burnish it with your bone folder. And I already did this one. This is the white, that's the other fold, and it is 8 inches by 5 inches, scored at 4 inches. And then burnish with your bone folder. A piece of paper for our greeting, and this is from Celebration January of 2022, Simply Marbleous. I was out of the Highland Heather in the Designer Series paper packs, and being the season's almost over, I didn't want to get another pack, so I went into my stash to see what I had, and this was perfect. So let's put some glue on this. And let's see. I like to see which side, when I have it closed, looks better to have up front, and so it'll be this one. So I'm going to just put some glue. Now I'm really messy with glue. I don't know why, but I always manage to get them on my fingers. And I do put some in the middle because we are cutting out, and I just want to make sure that the edges, once we cut out, I probably put it right where it's going to be on the part we're cutting out. Okay. But if you want to save the part you're cutting out, then you don't want to put glue in the middle. because you'll have 2 layers of an oval shape. Okay, so I'm going to get my plates here for my cut and emboss machine. I'm going to lay this right here like so. Now we're using the framed florets for this, and we're using these 2 frames right here. And yes, we need both of them because this one here doesn't cut an oval. It just cuts the heart out around it. And you want to make sure when you do it that you got it the right way, because if you put it this way on here, your hearts are going to be upside down because you're cutting like so. So unless you have your card open the other way, but I don't think we want to do that. So I'm going to put this one on. I'm going to get a piece of tape. And this is purple tape right here. And it is removable. But when you remove it from your paper, make sure you're careful that you do not rip your paper. And then this frame here we're going to put on. And you just want to center it in that opening. And if my head is in your camera, I apologize. But I want to make sure I get this centered. I'll just put that like so. And I want a piece for over here too. Okay. And we're going to sandwich our layers. This is the base. This is number 2. I got number 3. I got my paper, and then I have another number 3. So I'm going to take this over to my cutting table and cut it out real quick. And when you're cutting this, you want to make sure you run it through your die machine at least 2 or 3 times. Now, I had planned on doing this under camera, but it can, I just want to make sure I have the room to do it so it is die cut properly. Okay. And no, it didn't cut through all the layers, so let me try this a couple more times. So let's see. Okay, before I untape it, because as you see right here, it is on there, but I want to make sure that it is cut all the way around without removing it. There we go. Let's see, that is, oh, sticking to the tape. That's okay. And that came out. It looks like all my hearts are cut too. So, okay, that's good. So we can go on and remove this. It took me going through about 5 times to make sure it was, and that's 1 way each. And so here's a frame. I can save this because it is, I did glue it, so it is usable again. And then you have this piece too. So you can save those and reuse them. Okay, now very carefully take my tape off. This red and white one is washi tape from a few years ago. And then very carefully take this off. I don't want to rip my DSP right where I need it. And I'm just going to throw those away. Okay. And they've been used lots of times. And I'm going to make sure, let's see, there was a heart stuck in here, so let me clean that out. I'm teaching a class on Wednesday, and I do have a couple seats available in that if you're local, which it doesn't include this card, but we're not doing a fun fold in that, but we are doing an Easter card. I'm gonna show them how to make a background using wax paper. And I'm actually going to do a video on that in the next week or two and have it up. It's also an Easter card. And so it will be a technique day for that. We'll be coloring with alcohol blends on vellum too. And heat embossing. So lots of different things to do. Okay, and we just, I find it easier to poke them out than to get out my brush. I don't have it on my take your pick already, or else I would have used it. Okay, now I did put it up higher towards the top because I wanted to put my greeting down here. And that one's not. Okay. Now that I have my mess and my desktop was clean when I started. It's amazing how it gets dirty real easy. Okay, and let me see. Did I get that? Okay, I have it a tiny bit higher than last time, so that's okay. Okay, so that is done. So let's stamp this next. Okay, now I didn't like the way I did the flowers on here. I had mismeasured or something. So I want this flower up higher. So I have about an inch from where I need to do it. So if you want to, and this part is going to open this way, so you want to stamp right here. If you want to, you can take your ruler with a pencil and you can very lightly mark where an inch is, so you know that that's where you want to start. It's actually 7/8, but if I put the top right there, I'll be fine. Okay. Next I need, let's see, where did it go? Here we go. It's on the ground. So I need because these are the photopolymer stamps, I need my Stampin' Pad, piercing pad, mat. I put a piece of paper right here. We are going to be doing some stamping off on it. Now I've already put my flower stamps on blocks. Well, kind of. I wanted to show you. So, because I kept forgetting on especially the big flower, which one do I stamp first? So I marked that one 1A. And this one is marked 1B. It's kind of wearing off, but I can see it still. And I did the same with my other stamp. For the next flower, I did 2A and 2B. And then for the next one, I did 3A and 3B. So my A almost looks like a B, but I know what it is. Okay. And the color we're using for the stamping is Highland Heather for the flowers. Let's get my stamp pad. Up here, it seems like I've noticed lately my stamp pads are just drying out really fast. So I have been re-inking them. And it's amazing what a freshly inked stamp pad does. Okay, and I'm just going to put that up there like so. Hold it for 5 seconds. Lift up. Okay, next I want to take this one and I want to stamp off because it is the same color. Now, if you used a different color, you don't have to stamp off. You just want to get it lined up as best you can without getting your head in the camera. Okay, 5 seconds. And there we go. And why I have everything out here, I forgot to cut a piece of white cardstock, so I'm just going to use a piece of this here. This is only I think a 60-pound H&P paper that I'll just use it for my card inside. Okay, so I want to repeat that. And then I'll do this. Means I'm stamping, I'm going to get everything stamped. Not perfect, but that's good. Okay, and then I'll get my envelope. I'm going to get some right over here. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp it too. I was just thinking on the card inside, I actually meant to put a different stamp, but that's okay. That was smart. Put my finger right in the ink pad. Tap, tap, tap. Stamp off. And then you want to line it up. Ooh, it sounds like there's some geese outside. We are still having winter. It snowed again last night. I can't believe it. I am so sick of winter. Okay. Now I'm going to go to stamp number 2. And what you put on which side is totally up to you, but this one's going to be down a little bit lower. So I'm going to put that down here. And then I'm going to go to the second part of it. Stamp off. And line it up right in the middle there. It's a little bit harder to line up when you're trying to keep your head out of the camera. There we go. And then stamp number 3. I'm going to have, oops, this one go over here like so. And stamp off for the second stamp. Wow, very good. Okay, so that means we're done with the Highland Heather for now. And I think we're done all together. Okay, Memento Black for the inside of the center flower. That's just, you can do it in whatever color you want. You could do it in daffodil yellow, would be really pretty too. Let me get these two also. And this card would also make a beautiful Mother's Day card. All right, so we are done with that. So I'll move that out of the way and let me get my chamois. Just clean all of these real quick. Okay. So next we want to do the stems and the leaves. So I need to get more of these blocks because I only have one and I use it a lot, especially like for this card. So I'm going to get my stem, which is right here. Okay, and I also want, I don't know if I want both of the leaves or not. We'll see. Okay. Let me put my chamois right up off to the side there. Okay, for this, I want to use Granny Apple Green. I think this is probably, for everyday cards, my favorite green. I probably need to wash the back side of that. For Christmas time, my favorite green is Evening Evergreen. I'm really hoping that comes out as one of their permanent colors. We'll see. Okay. I may have rocked that a little bit on that one and got, nope, that line is already there. So Perfect. That's my envelope. Okay, now for this one, I do the middle flower first. This one I'm going to kind of cross over near the bottom, just like so. And this one, just like so. Okay, I didn't quite get that up high enough, but that's okay. Oh, I still need that green because I got to do all my leaves. So clean off the stamp. I'll just set it right there. Okay, I think I'll do one of the big leaf. Let's see, I think I'll just have it come like so right there. Tap, tap, tap. Okay. Then I'm going to use the smaller ones, I think. And let's see what I want here. I'm going to have this one come off of here like so. And you can put on as many or as little leaves as you want to. Okay, didn't want that hitting the flower. There we go. And I think I'm going to do one more that's just partially on it. Right there, like so. There we go. What do you think? Maybe another one down here like that? Yeah, I like that. Okay, and so I need to put a couple on this one. So I will have it go like so, and then just a tip like that. And I'll do the same on the card inside too. By doing all of them at the same time, knowing ahead what you want to do for your card inside and for your envelope, it's all done now. The only thing I got left to stamp is my greeting and the saying for the inside. And we will do those soon. Okay, so let me just slip this stuff all up there, out of the way. I will be using Granny Apple Green again. Okay, let's go on and finish the card. Oh, no. I didn't need this for the card inside. What a... Okay. I messed up there. But you know what? I'll just, let me cut this real quick instead of restamping everything, and we'll just put it on the inside. So my inside is 4 inches by 5. I was wondering why I didn't have the card inside, and then it dawned on me when I opened it that I was just supposed to stamp directly on the cardstock itself. And that's what I did in the other card. It's okay. We will just take this, put a little bit of glue on it. Right around the edges. And now it goes on this side here because of the way it opens. There we go. All right, so that is now fixed. Now for the saying on the inside, I want to use Wishing You Joy and Love this Easter, and that's in the Rejoice in Him stamp set that is in the spring catalog. And the spring catalog is available, and it's a cling stamp. It's available through April 30th. So we're quickly running out of time for this catalog if there's anything you want. So I'm using Granny Apple Green to do the saying, which will go right here. And then I'm going to clean this off so I can put another stamp on here. And then I want to do a silhouette of Jesus. Now these are my own personal cards, so I'm showing you how I make cards to send out. And just put that right here. There we go. I had used Sahara sand, I think, the first time I did this, and I decided I liked the gray granite better. Okay. So let's put together what we have so far. I'm going to use tear and tape to attach this. You know, glue or Stampin' Seal, it works great too. Tear and tape is probably my favorite adhesive, but I'm trying to use other things more because I got arthritis in this finger really bad. If I use the tear and tape too much, it bothers it. Okay. You know, you gotta be tough to get old. Okay. So I want to make sure how the flowers look before I put this down. I want to make sure I have it positioned right. So I can go like so. Very good. And that's one reason why I like the tear and tape, because I can reposition this as I need to. Okay. And just making sure it's even in here. Okay. I pull off the top. As I hold it down, I press it down, and then I take off the sides. Now, if you make a mistake and your hand slips and you end up getting it real crooked, or if you put it on, you're attaching something and you put it on upside down or something, there is a wonderful product called Undo, and it's sold on Amazon, and I just love it. It's petroleum based, and it has a little bit of a fragrance aroma to it, but it evaporates real quick, so it's no big deal. Okay, there we go. We need our greeting for right there. And so for the greeting, I went back in time to the retired Crazy About You, green top, so you know it's old. And I used Happy Easter. I couldn't find a stamp set that said Happy Easter from anything newer than this. And of course, I didn't look at all my stamp sets either, so that's probably why. And I got my Stamparatus. I've already put my Happy Easter on here so that I could get it lined up fairly straight without getting my head in the camera. And I want this pretty much in the middle of it. Okay. So I'm just going to put this down here like so. Now I'm heat embossing this. So I get my heat embossing tray edition. And it comes with the tray, the embossing buddy. They used to sell this separately years ago, and they finally brought it back with this edition, which I just love. And just put the powder on it. This keeps fingerprints from showing, the oils from your hand from getting in on the cardstock and you're saying sticking to it, this is my Versamark pad. So stamps, tap, tap, tap. Okay, and okay, and that looks good. You can see it on there. So I can go ahead and move this out of the way. Okay, now I'm going to take my white embossing powder and pour it on here. Now I can dump it in the tray, but I'm going to dump it in there, and I want to get a little bit more. Let me see. And that works too. Okay, and then I take my brush, tap, tap, tap. Make sure I just get some of that loose powder off. Okay, and then with this, I'm lousy at doing this. I always make a mess. Okay, you unscrew the bottom. And you just put it back in there. And I'll finish doing it off. Oh, whoops. There's quite a bit in there. You got to tap it so it comes. There we go. And that's how easy it is. Okay. So move that aside. And then it also comes with a pair of tweezers to hold it with. And let me get my heat tool. Hold it back a little bit, and then you'll be able to see it starting to turn in just a minute. The heat tool was cold, so it takes a minute for it to warm up. There you go, but you can see how it turns that powder. Just make sure. There we go, all done. I love heat embossing. It's the first thing I ever did when I made a card, and it sold me right on card making. And my quilting has gone to the sidelines since then. Okay, and to cut it out, I got my little mini and emboss machine, and I got that because I wanted to show you, because I've seen online where people are saying it doesn't work. Well, it does work. And let me turn it this way so I can see. Make sure it's completely under. Okay. And I'm one of these people that I like to tape my dies in place around greetings and everything. So I'm going to do that. And it's hopefully on there straight. So there we go. Okay, the secret for this to work is you cannot have your plates all even when it goes in because it just doesn't grip. So you just want them offset a little bit like that. See how I have them just a tiny offset. Hold them, and then it goes through without any problems. Because I thought the same thing when I got mine. Oh, it doesn't work. So I called Stampin' Up, and that's what they told me to do. And I haven't had a problem with it since I started doing that. So that's how we use that. Okay. And this die was from the Simply Stylish dies. There's 15 of them, squares, circles, and those. Okay, get that out of the way now. Everything's down on the floor. So we want to get some couple stamping dimensionals. Okay, and just kind of center that on there. And there you go. I did try heat embossing on the other card I made on the paper right here, and it just did not, it's underneath there. I covered it with that. It didn't show up good enough, so that's why I did this, and I like this more. Next, we need some embellishments. I just went to a pack that is, I believe it's retired. It's the Adhesive back Sequins and Gems. I couldn't find it in the current catalog, and it was sent to me last December from somebody, and so I'm not sure which catalog it was in, but we all have lots of gems, and so just, and I always get new ones from each catalog, but just get what you like. And I thought for this time, I would use these. So I'll do 3 of those. Let's see. Get on there. Oh, I actually meant to use my take your pick tool to do it, because I put the that on there. And let's see, where do I want the other one? I want it up here, kind of like a raindrop almost. How's that? Yeah, that's pretty. Okay, and that's it. There's your card. Now you will want to stamp. Oh, I didn't even stamp that one. You will want to stamp something on the back that says "Made with Love." The limited edition stamp set, a paper hug for me, made with love, and it has the Stampin' Up. If you're reselling it, you have to have the copyright Stampin' Up on there. So, but there's our card. Isn't it pretty? I love it, and I hope you do too. If you don't have a Stampin' Up demonstrator, I would love to be your demonstrator. My website is stampingwithbonnielynn.com, and I have the online catalogs there. I have a link to my online store there, and I do have, I'm always developing it. I'm actually looking for a web designer to do some new additions for me for shopping on there, and for PDFs and all. So, and I put all the cards that I make, that I share with you on the blog, are on there. So please stop by and visit me and say hi and leave a comment. And if you like this YouTube video, please give me a thumbs up, and comments are appreciated too. I really appreciate it. I hope you all have a wonderful day and enjoy making your cards, and send them to somebody special, or just to somebody you don't know, to brighten their day. Maybe somebody in a assisted living place, a memory place. I know our elderly, they love getting cards in the mail, because if they're living in a facility, it can sometimes be lonely. So it brightens their day. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful spring season, and I'll see you next time on Stamping with Bonnie Lynn. Bye.